Hello, good morning sa inyong lahat mga kababayan sa buong mundo. Happy Monday to all of you. It's the first day of work today para sa linggo na to. For most of us. Yung iba sa atin, yung iilan sa atin ay walang first day of work kasi araw-araw ang trabaho. Ayun. So, anyway, ang topic po na tatalakayin ko ngayon ay tungkol dun sa yung pa rin sa quality of education natin sa Pilipinas. At the same time, yung may special discussion ako na gustong gawin tungkol dun sa sa medium of instruction. So, unahin ko muna yung sa problema sa quality of education. Ito. Papakita ko yung news, yung article. Okay. Sabi po dito, a pulse survey commissioned by Senator Sherwin Gatchalian says Filipinos believe that the top issue the Department of Education should address is the lack of classrooms, with 52% of the 1,200 respondents saying such, followed by deficient lack in school learning resources like books and computers at 49% and the lack of teachers at 45%. Yun yun ang matataas na issue sa kakulangan. So unang-una yung classroom, pangalawa yung mga materials sa school, kasama na yung mga computers sa schools. Kasi ngayon ng mga school kailangan na talaga ng computer Hindi kagaya nung panahon ko, elementary days ko, wala pa yung mga computer. Pero ngayon talagang standard na yan. Kailangan sa mga first world countries talaga automatic na yan computerized ng learning. I mean involved, mayroon talagang computers involved. Tapos isa pa yung lack of teachers, 45%. Ito yung nabanggit ko ng last topic ko yung lack of teachers. Kasi isa sa mga malaking problema yung kakulangan ng mga teachers dahil hindi ganun ka-attractive yung profession ng teaching. Kaya kailangan nating ma-attract yung mga kabataan natin na pumasok sa teaching profession. Kailangan paano? Siyempre yung sweldo, kailangan isa na yan. Yan. Pero at the same time, siyempre pagtaasan mo yung sweldo nila, itaas mo rin yung standard. Hindi yung basta-basta kung sino lang maging teacher. Tapos ito, yung tukol naman sa classroom, sabi dito, based on the 2019 National School Building Inventory, there's a shortage of 167,901 classrooms nationwide. Gatchalian, the chair of the Senate Basic Education Committee, said that is a gap that will require around 420 billion pesos to fill. Yun ang problema natin, wala gaano tayong pera. At hindi naging priority yan. Sabi dito, under the administration of the late President Benigno Aquino III, panahon ni Noynoy, the classroom backlog had been erased in 2014. So wala na tayong classroom backlog noong 2014. Pero of course, after that, may mga typhoons at yung mga sisira na maging backlog na uli. Mabibilang sa backlog yung mga nasisirang classrooms na ayusin. At saka syempre dumami rin yung mga kabataan na yung mga mag-aaral sa elementary schools. Kailangan talaga mag-build ng mga bagong additional classrooms din. Sabi dito, however, the succeeding administration and its DepEd chief probably did not have the same priorities, and now the Filipino education system faces an even bigger shortage. And based on the variety of concerns raised in the survey, it would seem that the DepEd does not prioritize anything at all. So, yun, yung hindi naging priority ng digong administration to, ng Duterte administration, yung mga classrooms. So, tamang-tama ito. This leaves the current DepEd under Vice President Sara Duterte with the unenviable task of finding a priority and then moving heaven and earth to leave its mark with so many problems to choose from the lack of classrooms and teachers, to learning materials and resources, low pay of and the competence of teachers, and the generally low quality of education in this country. There is so much that can be done by the Department of Education. If it really wants to make a difference, hopefully under a new leadership, it can do better this time around. Ayun. So yung di naayos ni Tatay Digong, sana yung anak na si Sara ay ayusin. Yung napabayaan nung nakaraan. Okay. So, meron tayong ibang yung special discussion ngayon, yung tungkol sa medium of instruction. Sabi dito sa in the same yung nabanggit ko na survey kanina, related to sa survey kanina. Sabi dito, pupils prefer use of Filipino in classroom. Sabi daw, a dialect or language is spoken in a particular region is the least preferred medium of instruction for grades 1 to 3. The results of Pulse Asia survey showed. Sabi, I don't know, This prompted Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, who commissioned the survey, to push for a thorough and rigorous review of the implementation of the mother tongue-based multilingual education, MTB-MLE, which is mandated by the K-12 law. Based on our observation of the abilities of schools and what the survey respondents said, we need to study our next steps on the use of the mother tongue, said Gatchalian, pupils chairman of the Senate Committee on Basic Education. If we are to pursue this policy, we must respond to the challenges related to it, he added. So, ang respondents pala, the survey asked 1,200 respondents what the language should be used as primary mode of instruction. Only 38% picked the dialect in the region, while Filipino was the most preferred, 88% daw, followed by English. The K-12 mandates that the education, instruction, teaching materials, and assessment from kindergarten up to grade 3 shall be the regional or language of the learners. The Department of Education is supposedly is responsible for the mother tongue language transition programs, and however, only 72,872 out of the targeted 205,099 educators underwent training, according to a public hearing last year on the implementation of the MTB-MLE. The figure already includes supervisors, school heads, and teachers. So hindi ko lang alam tong survey na to kung sino yung tinanong dito, kasi parang malabo naman yata kung mga bata ang tatanungin dito paano ba makasagot yung mga grade 1 to 3, at baka ang tinanong dito yung mga teachers siguro, at ang mga respondents na ito, mga teachers, parang hindi ganun kapabor sa mother tongue kung wala sila namang proper training. At nakikita ko yung kakulangan talaga ng training sa mga local languages, kasi nga for a very long time napabayaan nga talaga rin napabayaan yung ating local languages. Kaya wala talagang mga proper na sistema dyan kung paano ituturo yung ating mga respective local languages sa Pilipinas. Ang na-develop lang natin yung tinatawag na Filipino, which I disagree. Hindi po Filipino dapat tawag dyan. Ang tawag dyan ay Tagalog. Ako naman, wala naman ako problema dyan kung isa sa natin mga official language ang Tagalog, pero official language lang yan kasi for practical purposes, yung kagaya ng ginagamit ko ngayon, for practical purposes, something na maintindihan ng nakakarami, kailangan natin yan sa Pilipinas. Pero I don't want to call it Filipino, kasi there's no such language as Filipino. Pag sabihin mo Filipino language, there are so many. Filipino language could be Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, Chabacano, Tausug, Maranao, or Hiligaynon, Ilonggo, Waray, Pangasinan. So yun ang tinatawag na Filipino language. There's no such thing as na Filipino na ang naman pala ay Tagalog. Hindi, pag Tagalog lang yun. Okay lang yun, gawin natin na official language ng Tagalog. Walang problema dyan. Pero wag natin taga-atawa. Mali-mali yung sinasabi nila na Pilipino. Propaganda lang yan eh. Panahon pa ni dati, ng mga presidente dati. Especially nung kabataan ko, pinopropose yan eh. Ayan yung mga tinuturo sa school. Kabataan ko, panahon yun ni Ferdinand Marcos. Yun nga, yung Pilipino kunyari, ganun. Pero actually yung style na ganyan, ng standardization na yung mga ganyan, parang ano lang yan eh, parang more of style ng mga komunista dati na talagang standardize lahat. So pag standardize mo lahat, parang tanggalin yung mga different mga kultura, mga gawin isang kultura lang, which is may merit din on the other hand, pero sa tingin ko overall hindi siya maganda kasi ini-erase mo yung mga cultural treasures natin. And one of the most important cultural treasures is language. Kaya wag natin anuhin. So yung sinasabi nila na ayaw nila ng mother tongue, I mean less than half of the respondents daw ayaw ng local language nila ituturo sa grade 1 to 3, ay medyo may question mark ako dyan. Kasi sa mga bata, mas madali ang yung sa grade 1 to 3 ka, mas madali kung ituturo sa'yo yung language na yung ginagamit mo araw-araw. Yun yung of course, pwede rin man ituro yung English sa pero as a subject, not as a medium of instruction. Pero yung local language, dapat it should be tawag dito yung assisting language palagi. Yun ang mag-assist to kasi mga local languages natin, let's face it, maraming kakulangan diyan sa mga terminologies, lalo na kung mga technical terms yan, mga scientific terms, wala tayong equivalent yan. Kaya kailangan we have to use English terms. Kaya sa akin yun, nagsasalita ko, meron talaga akong ihalo ng mga English words kasi mahirap yung mga wala tayong local equivalent na minsan. So ganon, para mas accurate yung ating pag-express ng ating iniisip, gusto nating hiramin yung mga words na galing sa English. Yun. So yun po, nasabi ko na siguro yung mga baka sa susunod pag-usapan ulit natin yung tukol dun sa Filipino na national language. Basta yung sa akin, wag natin tawagin na Filipino yan. Tawagin na natin na Tagalog at gawin natin official language lang yan. Isa sa mga official languages sa Pilipinas. At for the last time before I close this vlog, ang Filipino language po na sinasabi ay iba-ibang mga Filipino languages. It could be Tagalog, Ilocano, Cebuano, and so on. Salamat po sa inyo and happy Monday to all.